Congressman from New York, Hakeem Jeffries, is a member of the House Judiciary Committee and whip of the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, Congressman, you made a very passionate speech on the House floor Thursday against the Republican proposal to allow Confederate flags to remain at cemeteries and national parks. Let's play that for the audience.
Had this Confederate battle flag prevailed in war 150 years ago, I would not be standing here today as a member of the United States Congress. I would be here as a slave.
What motivated that for you other than the pure light of reason?
Well, Chris, we've come a long way in America since the end of slavery 150 years ago, but we still have a long way to go. And the death of those 9 God-fearing, church-going African-American folks in Charleston, South Carolina, by somebody who was trying to start a race war and who was inspired in part by the Confederate battle flag, should make clear to everyone that it's time to banish this racist symbol of hate and oppression to the dustbin of history once and for all. And I was just shocked and appalled by the fact that on the very same day that South Carolina Republicans and Democrats, blacks, whites, people of all races were doing the right thing and setting the stage for the Confederate battle flag to come down, House Republicans were attempting to lift it up and permit it to be displayed on National Park Service land and federal cemeteries.
Speaker Boehner says that the amendment was merely an attempt to codify the directive from the Obama administration to the National Park Service. Do you buy that?
Not at all. That's totally inaccurate. There can be no legitimate debate about what was occurring. There were 3 amendments, 2 of which had been offered by Representative Jared Huffman from California earlier this week, one of which was offered by myself, collectively to prohibit the use of federal funds in connection with the purchase, the sale, the display of the Confederate battle flag on National Park Service land, including, but not limited to, cemeteries. There was then an effort less than 24 hours later to roll back those amendments, and this was something that was done, Chris, by House Republicans under cover of darkness in the dead of night. They tried to sneak it in, but Democrats, led by Betty McCollum, were able to catch this effort, stop it, call for a recorded vote, and that led to what took place yesterday on the House floor, where thankfully we were successful in leading the effort to stop it, and the Republicans were forced to retreat.
One last beat on this. How far do you go with removal of this symbol? Do you think the state flag should change? Do you think the names of Confederate generals should be taken off things? Should monuments come down? How far do you extend this principle?
Well, each state is going to have to make their own decision about what's the appropriate thing to do. I certainly am of the view that any state that incorporates the Confederate battle flag within their flag needs to take a step to reverse the history that that battle flag reflects and move forward with an appropriate display. But those are state decisions. However, in terms of what we were attempting to accomplish yesterday, the Mississippi state flag directly incorporates the Confederate battle flag within it. And it's not appropriate at this juncture for that flag to be displayed on the grounds of the United States Congress. That flag stands for the defense of the institution of slavery, which is one of the worst crimes ever perpetrated against humanity in the history of the world, and no one can dispute that. We've got to be able to move on. I'm hopeful that House Republicans will do the right thing so we can get back to doing the business of the American people related to jobs and retirement security, college affordability.
Well, that's true. I mean, this is important, but you have a lot of important things on the plate. Let's pivot really quickly to another headline that's going on this morning. You heard Director of the FBI, James Comey, saying, hey, they have a new encryption, new communication modes that we can't track as well. We need more tools. We need more money. One of the things they need is going to require something more difficult for you, which is going to be a change in policy about privacy. We just came through all of it with surveillance. Now they're saying that they're going to need ISPs to start giving them windows into activity so they can catch bad guys. That's a very different place from where you wound up in terms of feelings about privacy. Is it time to rethink